Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Today will be a quick stream where I'll show you what does Wyvern weapon looks like. Most of you probably don't even run Wyvern because she is rather bad at the current state, but it's a weapon nonetheless, so let's give it a try. Right, today I wanted to test Adela. I asked for her in the game because she is released on the test server. However, Ubisoft did not deliver, so I don't have her on the account, so I can't show her, sadly. Maybe I'll be able to show her next week. We'll see, because I wonder if she's actually worth spending $100 on. Right, anyway, so Wyvern, an offensive unit for Fortress faction. So Fortress is getting quite beefy, okay? They got most of the weapons already released. If not most of the awakenings, at least. Hi Matthew, welcome to the stream. Right, so where is Wyvern? Right, so she's right here. Let's see if I got any emblems on her. Okay, I got Path of Assassin, but rather weak Path of Assassin. Let's see if I can actually cast it. Let's get her on par with everything else. I'll use Path of Assassin, rank 3 on every piece. Obviously, I'm not going to waste your time, guys, to get correct stats on them. Just let's make sure she is on top of what I'm using on this account, because I'm using +3 emblems on every unit except for, I believe, Devil, who's get them at +5, because that's what usually happens. The Devil mains actually have them quite far right. So let's look at the exclusive weapon. I don't even know what it does, truth to be told, guys. Okay, I didn't have too much time on my hands. Luckily, I passed all the I passed all the exams, so I'll have a little bit more time right now. So when we awaken the weapon, we get a plague. So whenever a Wyvern dies, increases unit damage and unit damage reduction of friendly fortress units by 5% each. Stacks up to 5 times. Lasts for the whole battle. Whenever a Wyvern dies, increases unit damage and unit damage reduction of friendly fortress units by 5. Stacks up to 5 times. Lasts for the whole battle. Alright, sorry guys. Whoa, that was a spoiler. Right, sorry about that. Okay, so there we are. Yeah, can you see that? Yeah, okay, good. Right, so let's see that. Okay, so when you awaken the weapon, whenever a Wyvern dies, increases unit damage and unit damage reduction of friendly fortress units by 5% each. Stacks up to 5 times. Lasts for the whole battle. Okay, does it work with the clones? Because there's only one unit. Wyvern is only one unit, so it will work only once, if I'm getting that right. Unless it's been corrected by a river crab, I'm not sure yet, but this is what it says, okay? But there's not a chance you can have it 5 times. You can get her revived maybe 3 times, but no 5. But anyway, let's move on. At 1 star, increases Wyvern attack speed by 20%. At 2 stars, increases Wyvern unit damage by 20. So we're going into offensive way. However, the problem with Wyvern right now is the same problem every offensive unit is facing. It just dies. It just dies way too quick. Okay, so at 3 stars, Plugged Heart, whenever a Wyvern enters battle, increases the penetration of all friendly fortress units by 50 and critical damage by 5%. Stacks up to 5 times. Okay, but Wyvern can only enter that once, unless you can do it after the revival. Okay, so that's interesting stuff to find. Last for the whole battle, Wyvern unit summons 1 Wyvern every 15 seconds. Okay, that makes sense. Summon Wyverns have the Plugged Soul and Plugged Heart skills. So they got that, and they got that. So now that makes sense. Okay, but for that to actually work properly, you need to have it at least 3 stars. Increases Wyvern unit damage reduction by 20%. Okay, so that's what she needs, but is it going to be enough? Increases Wyvern dev by 20%. Another good stat. Okay, so far, these two are really good. We'll see if she can survive. Plagued Blood. Wyvern's normal attack inflicts target units with toxic blood for 30 seconds. At the start of the battle, applies the toxic blood effect to all enemy units once. When a fortress unit kills an enemy unit inflicted with toxic blood, one Wyvern is summoned. Yeah, I know, Ivan, that's why I'm saying, okay, so that makes sense for 4, but right now we got this summon way to actually get this, okay, so that's interesting, and you can get even one more Wyvern. Summon Wyvern have the Plagued Soul and the Plague skills. So yeah, we are actually going to summon quite a lot of the Wyverns. So what I prepared, welcome Mateusz. What I prepared for today's stream, this will be a really basic test. I'll put Tazar with as many fortress units as possible. I'm not testing Tazar as a hero with a proper setup, with a meta setup. I'm just testing the weapon. I want to see how much of improvement the weapon for the Wyvern is. And I'll test against a very basic Astral, okay? So this is a very basic. I'm not using any OP units as Blackguard or Dark Elemental, okay? I'll stay away from these units. Obviously, I'm using Quads because he is a fortress unit. And that's why I use Seer here, okay? But other than that, I'm going to run a very basic setup. So let's see how these teams perform without the weapon. Let's see who wins, how long it takes, and what's the damage or the survival of the Wyvern. Okay, this should be a pretty one-sided battle, I believe. Addition of quads against that should make Tazar win, as you can see. Right, let's see if the problem of Wyvern is highlighted here. Okay, so that's interesting. Even without the weapon, Wyvern had managed to do more than Chaos Hydra. Yep, but she only survived 50 seconds. Now, before I move forward with the weapon, I want to see... Because yeah, I said I'm not going to use any OP weapon units, but what I want to test is I want to test if this weapon will make Wyvern survive. Okay, so I actually need to put that guy in. Okay, I just need to make sure the Wyvern dies quicker. And yeah, it's the same, right? Yep. So I'm not testing who's stronger, Tazar or Astral. Keep that in mind, guys. Okay, I'm just testing if this weapon helps Wyvern survive longer, because that's what Tazar needs. Okay, both Hydra and the Wyvern have to survive Dark Elemental. If Wyvern can't do it, even with a weapon, there's no place for Wyvern in a Tazar team, because there are better options. Yeah, so that's actually going to be a perfect right now, as the team still wins. The fight is quite long. However, both Hydra and the Wyvern die quite quick. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, so we'll test against that. That's fine. Right, so first let's get the weapon to the max level. Let's see how important the stats are, because it's getting harder and harder to actually maintain these refinement stones, because there are so many units that have to have the weapon upgraded. So by upgrading the levels of the weapon, we upgrade the attack percentage and the HP, as well as 5% of unit attack. So both the damage of the unit and the HP will be higher. However, if Wyvern can't survive 10 seconds, there's no point of increasing the damage, because that's she will be not really doing anything. Okay, if your unit can't survive the Dark Elemental in the current meta, there's no place for that unit. This is why I don't run Angel in my Astral team anymore. I replaced him with Blackguard. Well, I even replaced I replaced Magic Airship with Abyss Lord in my main Astral team, and I'm getting better results. So it's, as you can see, even the stats, same time, okay? So the stat increase does not stop Dark Elemental from actually killing them. And this is the thing I expect from the weapon. The weapon has to be worth it, okay? Because if you invest in that weapon and your Wyvern dies, you just wasted your resources, because there's no spot for a unit that dies 8 seconds into the fight against the unit that everyone has in the team, right? So let's see how it performs further on once we get these skills of the weapon. Because these summons and everything else is to make her do more damage, and they increase the damage of the fortress faction as well. So she might be a suicidal one, because obviously the more summons, the more benefits. But let's see. Okay, let's just awaken that weapon. Okay, so there's nothing that will boost the survival of the Wyvern. However, it will help the fortress faction altogether. I wanted to say, if you run fortress and you want a budget unit, you can use Wyvern, but to use her you need to pay for her to unlock her, and upgrading the weapon will cost you Void Referral, which is quite important for other units. Okay, so same survival rate, still dies quite easily. The current 3 strongest units on the Tazr team is Gorgon, White Tiger, and Quetzalcoatl, and they basically carry this team. As you can see, 3 of them survive the whole fight. This is basically a support unit right now. Everything else just died, and 3 of them are still able to destroy Astral, who is in a really bad state. Okay, so 110 seconds. Okay, so it's not a big improvement when you get that weapon to 1 star. Sorry, to when you just awaken it. Let's go to 1 star. Okay, so we're increasing the damage, well, attack speed of the Wyvern, which means she should be doing more damage. But if she can't last more than 10 seconds, there will be no damage done. So that makes it useless. That makes this stat useless. Same time, that is basically very quickly. And obviously the seed changed, so the fight is much different. That's why the Tazr team lost. It's not because there's some bug, it's just basically a seed changed and RNGB and RNG, okay? But 1 star in the weapon does not do anything for the Wyvern. Maybe if you're playing against teams that don't have Dark Elemental, which is weird, because I believe everyone now owns Dark Elemental. Even a 3 or 4 star Dark Elemental will still kill these Wyvern. Okay, so we increased the damage portion again. So the first 2 stars are actually increasing her damage potential, which might make her useful in PvE modes, but there are better units and cheaper units to get to increase your damage in PvE modes, such as bosses. Right, still facing the same problem, died quite easily. Eight seconds, nothing changes, so it's getting more expensive right now to get that unit. upgraded, right? So we're going at 3 stars, and this is where actually we'll get an extra penetration crit hit, and also all the summoned Wyverns will benefit the team. However, the Wyvern has to survive 15 seconds. So far, it's been only 8. So maybe it's time to actually wear defensive emblems on offensive units. That might be the case to make sure they survive at least till they can buff the whole team. But this is a test for another day, basically. Right, so we need 15 seconds. There it is. There it is. It survived, so it summoned another one. Okay, it survived more than the flower. Still alive. More than Hydra. And now it fallen. So that's a break point, guys. Okay, this is a break point for this weapon. Okay, the damage obviously is not going to be high compared to Quetzal, but 37 seconds. Okay, that is almost 5 times more than it was previously. Okay, so that is important. So this is where this weapon actually pays off. Okay, 3 star. Oops. Because not only these units can stay longer, the more summons you have, the stronger your fortress faction will be. Because it buffs the fortress faction. Okay, as you can see, more penetration and more crit from every summoned Wyvern. Right now, we're going to go for the defensive stats, so that's quite interesting. You go for the offensive stats, and then it all comes down to defensive ones. Right, so 4 star, 20% damage reduction. The RNG seed might, well, obviously changed, but the fight is really similar to the previous one. And Wyvern survived 35 seconds, so very similar. So 20% damage reduction boost makes her survive about the same. Okay, it's 2 seconds difference. She survived 2 seconds longer the previous fight, but that's obviously RNG seeded. Okay, so it's going to be always different. Okay, still the break point. Is it worth playing Roland with Castle Star nowadays, or better Astral? Because you always test versus Astral on streams. I test against Astral on the streams because I run Astral, so I know basically this hero in and out. And I want to test things against it because Naga, this is saying, this is what I actually came up with Naga's test, which means it used to be if the units can survive Naga. Right now it's if the units can survive Dark Elemental. Roland is very good against Dragon Mutare because he can avoid her AoE stun thanks to his skill set. But if you play in Castle and Tower and you don't have any strong Dragon Mutares on your team, I will still play Astral. Although Astral is in a really bad state right now, it's no more era of Astral. It's not about heroes anymore, really, guys. It's about the units. I can win against almost every team using a Ryland with 0 skills, because if I got Dark Elemental, if I got Quads, and I got Blackguard, this basically guarantees me a win. Right, anyway, let's get back on track. We're gonna increase Wyvern's defense by 20%. So the way this weapon is made, the first few stars will increase your damage, which doesn't benefit the Wyvern at all, because she has problems with survivability. But the later levels increase her survival and makes her actually survive long enough to benefit your whole team. So that's quite quite clever on the developer side, because you actually need to invest into higher levels, because if it was the other way around and it started increasing defensive stats first, then you will just stop this weapon at 3 stars. But they want you to invest more. As you can see, the Wyvern is not even dying right now, okay? She manages to survive the whole fight, so that is quite good. And that's against Dark Elemental, as I said. So she is actually better in the team than Chaos Hydra right now. Because as you can see, Hydra does no damage, because she just dies. And Wyvern actually brings buffs to the table. So at this point, Wyvern should replace your Hydra, unless you can make your Hydra stay the whole fight, okay? I'm talking about the scenario where both of them die. If your Wyvern can outlive Hydra, this will be more beneficial to the team. Right, and now at the 6th star, the Plague Blood normal attacks inflict target with Toxic Blood, okay, for 30 seconds, and it starts at the beginning of the battle as well. And when Fortress units kill an enemy unit inflicted with Toxic, they summon one Wyvern. So this buff can stack quite fast, thanks to the 6-star weapon. And by the way, guys, this is going to be a quick stream, just as I said. Sadly, I can't even show you the skills of Adela right now, because it has not been announced on the official Discord server yet. Okay, she is announced in the update, but they might actually tweak her skill set, because there's no picture of her, okay? So there's no like skill set of Adela on the Discord server yet, so I can't show you guys that, but maybe I'll have a chance to show it during the week. Who knows? But I'm waiting. I was waiting for the resources to get her, but I just couldn't get it. And as we get it to the 6th star, the fight is so close that it's actually a draw. Okay, so well, let's see. 10 seconds for the Hydra and 35 for the Wyvern. So that's a RNG seed change. Right, so jump here. Let's do a quick summary for the weapon, as this test was only to see if this weapon is worth getting it. So the first 3 levels of the weapon, the cheapest one, are not really worth it, guys. If you want to actually benefit from Wyvern, you need to at least unlock 3 stars. 4 and 5 stars are good as well, because once you get it to the 5 star, she is able to survive Dark Elemental. 6 star, I would say it's optional, however, it will make your team better as a whole if you actually can afford to spend that much Mithril. Are you guys actually playing Wyvern? Are you actually invested in the Wyvern? Because as you can see, that's a fully start with good emblems Wyvern. Okay, it's not some weak Wyvern. Obviously, this power here might be lower than the one you have because of the roster and other stuffs, but I find offensive units a little bit lacking. However, I'm not sure if you've been on my last stream when I was testing Abyss Lord. Abyss Lord got a big boost. Okay, Abyss Lord is good right now. I'm even using Abyss Lord in my Astral team. The Astral team that I am running right now, and I can finally manage to beat the guys that were beating me, as sadly I don't have that guy. So what I'm running Right, so this is the Abyss. This is the Astral team that I'm running right now. This is the only thing that lets me still have a chance of winning against all these new ultra rare units. If I hit that guy, I will probably just ditch that. Go with that, okay? And that will make a really strong Astral. Abyss Lord is actually in top 3. He rotates between Naga, Abyss Lord, and Titan when it comes to the top damage. So he is actually quite good compared to what we were able to see on the stream, because as it stands, the skills were not working, okay? The portion of his attack. Let's see if it's actually been fixed here. And it's been fixed, I think. I'm not even certain, guys, because the Abyss Lord I was testing, I believe, had only like 800 or 900,000 attack. This one has 1.1, which is still less than the one I have on my main account. So it might not have been fixed here when it comes to the skills, okay? So keep in mind, because obviously these are 2 different servers we're talking about. Right, guys, anyway, I am going to do 1 question now, okay? 5 winners, as always. I use Path of Assassin on Abyss Lord. I don't have any other emblems. I'm heavily invested in Path of Assassin emblems and Dark Embrace for my Naga and defensive emblems. Every time I get a chance, I just get Path of Assassin emblems, and I'm using +3 set on my main account as well. I just moved my Green Dragon emblems to Abyss Lord emblems. So basically, I moved my 3rd team emblems to Abyss Lord emblems. Anyway, guys, so focus right now. I'm going to post a question, 5 winners as always. Obviously, there's only a couple of you watching, so even if you don't answer correctly, but you will be close to the correct answer, you might still get a chance to win the diamonds, okay, guys? So I am going to count to 5 seconds, and you'll see the question on the screen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, guys, I'll give you 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Right, so the correct answer is 13. Because Basilisk and Gorgon are 4-man units. Also, Tazar is on Taiga, which has a tail as well. So basically, no one answered correctly. But as I said, doesn't really matter because there's only few of you, and basically what I'm gonna do is I'll give the diamonds the first guys who actually answered. So yeah. I wanted to make it a little bit tricky because lately there's been a delay on the stream. That's what I've been told. So I wanted to make it a little harder for people to actually answer. Yeah, so basically, let's go with whoever answered first, because all the answers were incorrect. So Mephi was the first one. Mateusz was the second one. The third will be SRUVUAK25. Then it will be Santis. Sorry, Santidarkis. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And that will be Yatoro. So basically, everyone's got diamonds. Everyone who attended the chat. Okay, so congratulations, guys. Okay, so right now I just need to open the document that I have all the IDs saved on, and I'll need ID from those who I don't have, which will be, let's look at it. Okay, so today is 23rd. Right, so Mateusz, I got you covered, so you're at 157 server. I believe I got Mephi as well. Yes, Mephi, you're playing on EU22 server. What I will need is Yatoros, Sru, and Santi's IDs, guys. Okay, so please provide me with them. And basically, this will be as finished for today. Oh, right. So, Darkness, it looks, it has to be a little bit different. Let me show you what I need from you, okay? Because your name doesn't give the developers an idea who you are. Okay, so what you need to do is you need to actually see the ID in your profile. You need to copy it and paste it on the chat. Okay, this is yeah, basically a big number. Exactly right. So Sru, you're playing on EU60. If you're playing on EU6, yeah, EU69, that's what I was about to say. If you're playing on EU60, your ID will be different, but EU69 makes sense. See, the first 4 digits, first 4 digits of your ID, they tell you the zone you're playing on and the server you're playing on. So this is how I can confirm that you guys actually give me the right IDs. Because if you give me the wrong ID, you will miss out on the diamonds, because obviously I can't guess. And also, Yatoro, I'm still waiting for your ID. Yeah, so I can see, Santi, you're playing on EU 111. Right, so just as a reminder, because 3 of you are actually, I believe maybe Yatoro, I think I saw that name before. But just as a reminder, guys, you will get the diamonds by Friday, okay? They don't go instantly. They are not sent instantly. They will be sent by Friday. And that will be a 500 diamonds, as always, through the in-game email. Yatoro, can you hear me? You are the only one that I need. Are you still with us? No problem, guys. I'm just waiting for Yatoro. He's the last one that I need the information from. Enjoy your night, guys. I'll see you later. Yeah, Toro, are you there? Right, guys, seems like Yatoro is no longer with us. Sadly, there's no one else who actually answered. So basically, we just lost 1,500 diamonds. Okay, guys, so next time I'll see you next Sunday. Hopefully, I'll be able to test Adela. See you around. Bye.